In this video, we're going to use Google Sheets to find the mean of a data set. So first, I am going to go into my little menu there and grab Google Sheets, choose blank, and then I'm in an untitled spreadsheet, which sooner or later I'm going to want to call something. So I might as well click up here and call it mean tutorial. You'll probably call yours something related to whatever assignment you're working on. And you'll notice there are all these little rectangles down here, and I can click in any one I want. And each of these rectangles has a name. They're named by their column and their row. So this would be B3, for example, because it's in column B, row 3. And as I move through my spreadsheet, there are a ton of columns and a ton of rows, and I'll still have these helpers over here so I can see that this is C3, and so on. And the reason this is useful is because I can have functions set up in some of these rectangles, which are called cells, that refer to things in other cells. So let's start by just typing in some numbers that I'm going to find the mean of. Maybe these are test scores, maybe these are heights, maybe these are random numbers that I am making up for this example. That is what they actually are. But, I could be doing a lot of different things here. But I don't want to use real data in a public example on the internet. So I have a list of numbers, each one in its own cell. The first one's in A1, and the last one's in A14. And now I want to start asking myself questions about these numbers. So I'll click on a new cell that isn't part of my data, and then I can click up here in what's called a formula bar. And I can do whatever I want up here in terms of things. There are basically two things I can do. I can type in things directly. So I might type in numbers directly like I was before. I might type in just titles, like I might want to know that this is going to be the mean, so I might just label it and then hit enter. And that one just says mean. But the other thing I can do is I can set this equal to something by hitting the equals key, and then I can use various formulas. So right now I'm saying I want to set this equal to something. And now what I'm going to do, because I want the mean, I'm going to look up what that's called. Because maybe I don't have this memorized. I could type it in directly if I did, but I can go over to this functions menu. And as you can see, there are all these different functions. It suggests some that are probably what you're looking for. And all lets you scroll through every single function in case you're like, what I really want is to bitwise shift left. We're not doing that today. But there's a whole bunch of stuff here. Nobody uses all of these functions regularly. Different people use different ones. I don't actually know what the complementary Gauss error function of a value is offhand. I would have to think about that. But I don't need to think about that today. Today, I'm going to look down here in the statistical menu. I might just want average, but there might be one that's actually called mean. I'm going to scroll down and see. And there is not, so I probably want average. And this is what you do. You look through and you see what it is. Average numerical average value in a data set, ignoring, so I'm going to want to see more about this. So what it's done is it's pasted in the word average in all caps, which is the name of a function. And then in this parentheses, we put the arguments. And if I want more information about this, I can click the three dots. Oh, no, I don't click the three dots. I click the green thing here, and then that'll expand the details. So this says, returns the numerical average value in a data set, ignoring text. So it's only going to look at numbers. It's not going to look at like words and stuff. And then this will tell me what kinds of things it's looking for. I could either put in my list of numbers directly in here, but in this case, I already have my list of numbers. So instead, I'm going to click back up here between these parentheses. I'm going to click on my first cell, and you see how it filled in A1 right here in the formula bar. And then if I hold down Shift and click on my last cell, it highlights my entire set of data. And now it wants the range A1 colon A14. And if I'd just known the names of the cells I wanted, I could have typed in A1:A14. I didn't have to click, but if I didn't know that, I would. And then I can hit enter, and it tells me the mean of my data set is 74.07, like that. So again, the steps are: type in your data, choose a cell that isn't part of that, click into the formula bar, and if you know the name of the function you want, you can just hit equals average. It'll start suggesting things as I type. And if I make a mistake, it'll stop suggesting things because it didn't know anything. So I could choose average this way too. But if I wasn't sure, I would go over to the functions menu over here, click the arrow, and then I can just scroll around until I find things. And in this statistics class, we're mostly going to use things in the statistical menu. I want the average, so I choose average. That'll fill in the name of the function. I then click inside the parentheses so that I can pass things to the function. And what I want to pass to the function is the range of cells with my data. So I click there, hold down Shift, click there. Once I have what I want, and it's nice and it highlights it for it, so if I accidentally clicked like here and didn't have all my data, I can go, oops, I want those too. And then I make sure that I'm at the end of that function and I hit enter, and it fills it in. And this will update live, so like if I realize I made a typo putting in my data, that's not supposed to be a 62, that's supposed to be a 26, it changes the mean when I do that. So that's super convenient.